This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to a new video. Today I kind of wanted to hop on and honestly just rant for a little bit. So if you guys are into that, feel free to stick around. But really I wanted to talk about today something that's been on my mind lately. And I think a lot of us as creatives, we struggle with that feeling of, putting work out into the universe. And, for a multitude of different reasons, but I think mainly what I want to talk about in this video, is that fear of, your work isn't good enough, or it's instantly going to be judged by the thousands or maybe millions of people that follow you. And that feeling knows no bounds, no matter how large of an audience or how small of an audience you have. I think that kind of feeling, that gut feeling, is something that we've all experienced, and it's not really an enjoyable experience to have. And I myself have definitely experienced this, and I want to kind of shed some light on how I've been able to kind of move forward with that and really just share the work that I want to be sharing, and also being really proud of that work as well. So let's go ahead and dive into the video. So over the years of having social media specifically and doing photography for a living and now filmmaking on this YouTube channel, it kind of puts a lot of your life up to be judged by people, unfortunately. And if you let it get to you, it can be a really kind of dark place. And I'm here to say that, it doesn't have to be that way. I really think if you can make a conscious effort to not only share the work that you're proud of, first and foremost, but really just leave it at that. And don't go a step further. Don't start comparing yourself to other people, and really just allow yourself to enjoy the stuff that you're making. You're going to be a lot happier. And I say this as someone who's definitely experienced a lot of this so far in my career, obviously with a career that's very largely based off of making things and sharing them with thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people actually. It's been quite the journey. And I think what I've learned throughout all of this is really how important it is to love what you do. And you really can't be making any sort of photography or filmmaking for anybody else but yourself. Obviously, when you're getting hired to do something, this is entirely different. I'm mostly just talking about everyday projects or personal projects that you're working on. It's okay to just share something because you want to. It doesn't have to be this incredibly polished and kind of put together thing. It can really just be an idea. It can be a mood board. I want to start looking at Instagram more as more of, kind of a visual journal, a way of really just sharing the stuff that I'm interested in and kind of putting my unique spin on that. And I think the less that we really think about actually doing something and, we just kind of put it into practice. Obviously, I'm guilty of this myself, but, the more that you can actually really just start taking your ideas that you want to be doing and really just start putting them into practice and being proud of the work that you're doing, executing it well, and then eventually sharing it when you want to. Don't feel pressured to share those instantly. You're going to be a lot happier, and you're going to notice that the work, no matter really what it is, if you're proud of it, it's going to be enough. So the problem with the internet now is it really doesn't allow people to change styles. Specifically, Instagram really rewards people who share the same kinds of things over and over and over again. And technically, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have any, sort of resentment towards anyone who does that. I myself used to do that a lot, but I noticed it doesn't really make you feel inspired as the person who is, creating this imagery. You want to feel like you're making new things, interesting things, trying new ideas and techniques and photographing different subjects. I think in this digital age of social media, it's really hard to feel like that's the right way to go. And I completely understand that, coming from my background as well. You are rewarded for posting the same stuff over and over and over again. For many, many years, that's honestly how I gained a very large part of my Instagram following, was just sharing the same stuff over and over again. And again, it doesn't really reward creativity. It just rewards people copying one another and really kind of, just growing all together, sharing the same kinds of stuff. When in reality, social media should be rewarding people who are creating really interesting and unique approaches to art and, to filmmaking, to photography, to graphic design, to illustration. There's so many interesting and unique avenues to an artistic career. And I think, as a society, we should really be able to reward those people a lot more than we do, especially on social media. So with all this being said, I think I have a pretty good approach to sharing work that I'm proud of, being proud of that work, and also really kind of not getting in my head too much about what I'm sharing and how I'm sharing it. And I wanted to kind of provide some information for you guys and kind of demystify this topic, really to, help you guys if you're going through a similar situation, just to feel like you can share whatever you want and you shouldn't have to worry too much about what people are going to think. So first and foremost, simply put, the internet should not be rushing what you are making. And this is a very important statement that I've really had to learn over the last several years. You have to take your time to make something that's really worthwhile and interesting, and also something that you're proud of. It doesn't just happen out of thin air. It doesn't just happen within a day or a week or sometimes even a month or a year. It takes a long time to really make things that, you're proud of. And however long that takes you, you have to let that progress naturally. If you don't, you're really going to be upset because you're probably going to have some sort of outside influence rushing, whatever you're trying to make. And there's no set standard of how long things take. I think that's the hardest part about having an artistic career, or really just running your own business as an entrepreneur. You don't know how long things are going to take or how long things are going to last. So you might as well take your time and really do things the right way. And what I mean by the right way is honestly just making sure that you take the time that you need in order to make the things that you want to make. So we've all been there when we share something on, Instagram or YouTube or really any sort of social media platform nowadays. And we instantly kind of feel this like weird feeling inside where, we don't really feel like our work is enough. We're not proud of it. And what we're doing in that moment is we're comparing it to other people. And we're all guilty of this, myself included. But this is such a toxic mindset to have. And I really don't think we allow ourselves to, appreciate and be proud of our own work, after we share it on the internet anymore, because, we feel like it's open to judgment. It's open to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people looking at this image or this video and instantly critiquing it, when in reality, probably a lot of those people aren't actually as focused as you think they are on what you're making. So you might as well make something that you are proud of first and foremost. There's really two routes to go with this. You can either make the stuff that you think people want you to make and you're gonna get burnt out really quickly. Believe me, I've been there and done that. Or you can make the kinds of videos that you want to be making or shoot the kind of photography that you want to be shooting, and the audience will naturally progress and follow you at some point. I feel like the audience that comes with a body of work should almost be considered, after the fact. Think about it this way. You don't want to have a massive audience and not be able to make things. The benefit of, starting out and trying something new is you're going to be able to really have no strings attached. You can make things, you can try new things, new ideas, new techniques. And the reality of that is you're going to be able to eventually over time build some sort of audience that really enjoys what you do. And why that's so important is because now not only do you have people that are interested in checking out your work and they're excited about what you're making, but more importantly, you as the artist are excited about that. First and foremost, you've built your business, you built kind of your base off of being proud of what you're making. And the more that you can do that, you're going to be really happy in the long run because you're going to feel fulfilled. You're going to feel happy about the stuff that you're making. And overall, it's really just going to contribute in a really positive way to the kinds of things that you're going to be making down the road. So something that I've found that really works well for me with Instagram is sharing less, but when I do share, I share with intent. Now, that intent for me might be entirely different than you guys, but this is what I've kind of come to is really for me, if I'm excited about something that I've shot, or I have, some work that I've shot that I really want to share, or, maybe a personal photo that I've taken that I want to put up on Instagram, that's when I do it. I don't put up a photo anymore. I don't post a photo just because I feel obligated to, or just because I think, the 700,000 plus people that are following me want to see something from me. They'll see something from me when they see it, and I think in the meantime, I want to spend that time really constructively, and what I mean by that is, getting outside and taking as many photos as I can, and trying to dive into a new kind of genre and style of photography. And the more I do that, I think I'm going to be pleasantly surprised with the kind of stuff I'm going to be able to make. And at the same time, I'm also worrying less about sharing things on a regular basis. I think in the past I used to share 1 or 2 times a day, sometimes even, and it was fun, but I really did feel like I was keeping up this like presence on the app specifically that I wasn't able to actually sustain over time. And the more that you go through your photography career, or really any career in general, you really want to be able to have some sort of long-term success. And for me, I think sticking to the approach of when I have something I'm excited to share, I'll share it. That works really well for me. And whatever really works well for you, entirely up to you, obviously. But and for me, the intention behind sharing is being excited and being proud to share something. That works really well for me. So I think also alternative ways of sharing work are really important as well. For me, I think I want to start eventually sharing images over my website in sort of like a blog format. I know that sounds kind of old and not really a way that people share photos anymore, but I kind of want to bring that back. I want to bring back sharing photos, that are much more daily life. Not every photo is just like a heroic masterpiece that you put together. Maybe it is, and for some people that's great, but I want to be able to share I think, more regularly. I want to be able to share things that I'm just excited about, or maybe I liked just a random patch of light on a morning walk, or a random portrait that I took of one of my friends. Like stuff like that I should be able to share more often. And I think finding alternative ways to share that aren't just necessarily on Instagram or on the video side, YouTube, is a great thing, because it's really going to allow me to get in the habit of shooting things that I'm proud of, and then being able to just put that out into the universe without having to worry too much about what people are thinking. I think at the end of the day, being proud of the work that you're doing is enough, and that should be more than enough in every single scenario. The more that you can kind of hone in to that mindset of being proud and excited about the stuff that you are making, you're gonna feel just a lot better inside, and however you decide to go about doing that, I really think it is the most thoughtful approach to be able to do something that you love for a long period of time. And I've been doing photography now for almost 8 years, since I was 15 years old. And I think this is what I've learned. This is something that I've learned in the last several years, was this is the only way that I'm gonna be actually able to sustain this as a long-term career. So with all this being said, I hope you guys can take what I've said here and apply it to your own life, whether you're a photographer that just enjoys taking pictures for fun, or maybe you do it professionally. It honestly doesn't really matter. I think this mindset really applies to anybody looking to enjoy something for a long period of time, and have some sort of sustained success and happiness with what you're doing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I really want to make more videos like this, where I kind of jump into some ideas that I know we're all kind of struggling with and trying to figure out as artists and creative people. So if you guys enjoyed this one, let me know down in the comments below. And before this video wraps up, I did want to thank today's sponsor, which is Squarespace, for sponsoring today's episode. Now, obviously, Squarespace has been a longtime supporter of this YouTube channel, and really has allowed me to kind of progress as an artist without a lot of boundaries, so to speak. Especially on this YouTube channel, I really feel like they have my back as a creative, and that just is an amazing feeling. So I can't thank them enough for their continued support in sponsoring my videos and this YouTube channel. As you guys know, Squarespace is an all-in-one website builder with everything from e-commerce tools to design and really amazing layout options as well. I recently just launched my print store, which if you guys saw in one of my previous videos, I kind of broke down each of the prints that I was using and where I was deciding to sell those actual prints. And it's actually over on my Squarespace website, which if you guys want to check the link out down below, definitely go pick up a print. Would love for you guys to see the collection of images that I have over on my website. But the only way I was able to actually build that and host that was through Squarespace. So Squarespace really for me is the perfect way to display my portfolio and sell things like prints in a very easy and straightforward manner. And honestly, for me, it's really just about the ease of use. When I think about a website, I don't really want to have to click on and off thousands of different settings. I really just want to be able to set up a website in a day or two and just roll with that, and be able to add images throughout the year, to my portfolio, and really kind of be able to distinguish different categories and different, commissioned pieces of work. And Squarespace really is the easiest way to do that. So if you guys want to check out Squarespace for yourself, there will be a link down in the description to save 10% off your first website or domain purchase. Thank you so much as always for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.